Joe Biden will likely make his cabinet picks in the next few weeks. So who's on the short list? Axios is reporting one of his former Democratic rivals will likely be a part of his cabinet. Former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Axios political reporter Hans Nichols wrote that report. He joins me now. My God, are you a sight for sore eyes? Hans, I was so excited when we heard you were going to be here. How have you been?
I've been great. I've missed you. I've missed a lot of friends at NBC. So it's great. It's great to be with you, Allison. I mean that sincere, and I mean that with sincerity. Normally, when you say on television, "It's great to be with you," you don't actually mean it.
No, you never do. But I know you well enough to know that you would say, "I'm like moderately excited to be here with you." So I see the honesty there. And look, you can leave NBC, but we will continue to bother you. So here we are. Listen, you say it's not a matter of if, but where Buttigieg lands in Biden's cabinet. How are you so sure about that? And what are some of the options for Mayor Pete?
Well, I'm so sure about it because that's the only thing I'm really sure about right now in terms of the cabinet. There are so many open areas in the cabinet. And so I tried to focus on just talking to sources on one thing we do know, and that is that Pete Buttigieg is going in. Because we can try to figure out the mosaic, which pieces are going to go where, which puzzles are going to go where, and it gets awfully complicated awfully fast. And it's at the speculative phase at this point, right? It's not like Joe Biden has interviewed candidates. It's not like they've been full vets. So we don't know to what extent they are in the process. We just know that Buttigieg is going to end up somewhere. And now there are a lot of different places, right? Potentially OMB, potentially USTR, potentially the Veterans Affairs. You talk to his partisans, his supporters, Allison, and they really want him at the ambassador to the United Nations. Puts him up in New York, puts him in front of donors, and it gives him a chance to show off his languages, show off his diplomacy. And, it would be an important signal as well to have an openly gay American be serving and interacting with all those different ambassadors from around the world. There was Rick Grinnell, who was the first openly gay ambassador and then was the first openly gay cabinet appointee, I should say, when he joined the cabinet, but he wasn't confirmed for the cabinet position. So there'd be some symbolism there and potentially a launching pad to run for office down the line. Allison?
Hans, he certainly would fill that position well, check a whole lot of boxes, and it would suit his skill set. Do we have any sense if that's the cabinet position he himself might want or if he's eyeing something else?
The line I get from some folks close to him is that that's his top pick.
Okay.
And the issue with veterans, right, is that veterans is a big, massive agency. He also has some expertise there. But the main issue with veterans is it's really hard. I mean, the problems, the institutional challenges, they have a COVID portfolio. Not a whole lot of people have come out of the Veterans Affairs department, and it's been a springboard to a career. In fact, it's been a graveyard for careers. So that's the problem with veterans. Now, of course, he's enormously talented. He's a bit of a technocrat. So maybe you put him at veterans and give him that portfolio, and he can really shine there. But that's the concern his partisans have, his friends, that veterans won't allow him to show all his moves.
Hans, are there any other, I know I shouldn't be asking you this because you said basically Buttigieg is like the only thing you're sure of, but are there any other former Democratic primary rivals who are potential contenders for Biden's cabinet? Anyone you might say, all right, I'm not sure, but they're a possibility?
Not really, because a lot of them are for the Senate. And they haven't made a decision on whether or not they're going to allow senators. And that in some part because what's going to happen in Georgia. So it doesn't seem obvious to me that you'd put Klobuchar in because you could lose that seat if Klobuchar is appointed from Minnesota.
Right.
There's uncertainty of Massachusetts with Senator Elizabeth Warren. There's uncertainty on what would happen in Vermont. So they were considering, and we don't know where they ended up on this, but a rule of having a no senators ban, an informal ban, which just would allow Joe Biden to say to everyone, stay in the Senate. That's where most of his challengers were coming from. Another name, though, that was a finalist for the vice president is Michelle Lujan Grisham, and she's currently the governor of New Mexico. She's indicated to people that she's really interested in HHS. They may try to find a place for her. So that would be the other person that I'm a little bit more certain could potentially come in, but they may not offer her something that she really wants.
Hans, I said it before, I'll say it again. It is so awesome to see you. You've been doing great reporting over at Axios. It's totally on us that we haven't had you here sooner. So now that we have, can I get a commitment that you'll come back? It wasn't that awful to be back with us?
I will, and I'll promise I'll have better Wi-Fi. I'm actually at my editor's house right now. We're having a team meeting, so I'm going to go back upstairs, and we're going to do what I call light reporting, which is talking to other reporters.
Wow, light reporting if you just sold out your editor for having lousy Wi-Fi. Okay, fair. Thanks, Hans.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here. And click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.